Hey, hey, hey. Hello, America. How you doing today? What's going on? Today is May, I think we're May 3rd now, 2023. This time is moving on. My name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an Americanteer. I don't know what to do. Gosh. Beautiful day out there. Picnic weather. Perfect. I love it. Having a wonderful day myself, and hope you are too. So it's win-win. That's what American Tears are about. We're all about win-win. If I'm winning, you're winning. If you're winning, I'm winning. It's all about sharing, becoming unified. Oh man, there sure is a lot to talk about. I've kind of, my brain just kind of went into shuffle mode while I was setting up and just jumping around, from one subject to another, or a common um, kind of storyline to go with it, with my own personal experiences too. So it's a kind of a combo of two, and uh, being an Americanteer can be difficult. You can get easily. It's easy for people to assassinate me, to put me down, to dislike me, and make other people dislike me just because I'm doing this. And it's all about taking a chance, taking a risk, stepping up, and reaching, like I said in past videos, reaching for the stars. Not just go big. It's like go huge. Just go. Go for it. And my mission here is kind of feels that way. The higher frequency, higher power, more in charge than I am. To be honest with you, I'm just a messenger of sorts, kind of delivering a message. But I do get, people throughout my life and have always judged me, no matter what I do, how cool it is that I do, what I'm doing, how awesome it is, how fucking, you know, really cool. I so many examples. Here's one example. If it was kind of the city's kind of like Comic-Con kind of event going on, and they have the auditorium room where they have the speakers and the panel up on the stage, where the people that have made past movies or stuff like that would go up there and do like a Q&A and talk about their careers. In fact, that was always my favorite part of going to these little mini kind of Comic-Cons in other cities is, and I spend a majority of my time in those little rooms, listening to people ask questions, watching them answer the questions, and it's like that was like the cool part for me. I was an aspiring filmmaker too at the time, making short little movies. Really, really into it. I loved it. It's really cool. Just to give you a background on what I'm talking about here. So I was at one of these events, and I go inside the auditorium, and there's like, basically there's hardly any people. It's like a handful of people kind of scattered around, maybe 10. And the stage is empty, the place is quiet. There's nothing going on. People are just hanging out, maybe resting up or waiting for the next panel to come up. And I didn't know, I didn't have an agenda with me, so I didn't know what was really going on. So, but what I did do though, being the filmmaker that I am, or was at the time, and I still feel like I'm a filmmaker. I love making short movies, just I hadn't had a whole lot of time to make the short movies. And someday maybe I will be able to go back to it and do it again. But for years there, making shorts and little flicks, running around with a camera, was just cool. I just loved it. I loved everything about it, every aspect of it all. And the panel too. Like I would go to these watch panel people, and I would think to myself, in those days, like, man, someday I'm going to be up there on that stage. I'm going to go up there and I'll be up there, talking about a movie I made, or being a part of, a movie, someone else's film. And I just would, have my imagination would just kind of go crazy with it, and I'm like, man, that'd be so cool. I can't wait till that day happens, And but it never did happen, of course. And so, anyways, the stage is empty. There's like 10 people kind of scattered around. I walk up on stage and kind of introduce myself to the people out there that were kind of out. Actually, I acted out some fiasco event first, and then I came clean because it was just my sense of humor, my own humor, that I went out there and did it by just to break the ice. Because when I first walked up on the stage and I walked up to the panel thing, I said, hey guys, hello everyone, and I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, oh man, I was, my flight was delayed, I was late, and now it looks like everything's gone, it's happened, and so I'll just go ahead and, hang out and sit down and, do my thing. And people I could see them looking through the agenda, or the little, the agenda of what was going on that day in that room, like a little confused. And then I came clean, but that was just because I was playing my sense of humor up, and just to break the ice. Then I said, no, not really. I'm just, and I introduced myself, Michael Thomason, and I'm aspiring independent filmmaker. And I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'd like to share some of my experiences with you, if you don't mind. And I sat down at the long table there, and then I hear somebody in the background, say, go for it. It's just like, sounds good. So I started talking about being an independent filmmaker. And I had a great subject. I started out hardcore too. It's like, talking about being a radical, independent filmmaker, and how that was dead, how radicalism was dead, and the word radical and all that kind of stuff. And that was years back too, when I was doing this. And so it was all about, that was my first kind of runabout subject. And then I had a guy walk up to the stage and start asking questions, like, it was like a Q&A, right? It just kind of organically happened that way. So I'd answer his questions. And it was really exciting. It was really fun. It was really easy. And that was it. It just kind of, ended. And I just, thanked everyone for the time and, let them know that I made it very clear that I had no affiliation with what was going on there. It's like I'm completely rebel, rogue, independent filmmaker, just doing it, just going for it, taking that risk, taking that chance, You know, and that's why not. I mean, that's what I'm about. That's what I do. You know, that's what I've always done. Always, and I just go for it. And some people like that about me. Some people really hate that about me because it's unpredictable. It's exciting. It's fun, and and I get judged hardcore for doing, cool things like that. I thought it was just absolutely cool, 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 like awesome, cool. And then I started catching afterwards, like within 24 hours later, slack from people, from other guys, who were upset that I did that. Sharing my independent filmmaking story to a random group of people, at a empty auditorium, but it was at a Comic-Con auditorium. Anyways, so, that was the only cool thing about it because I knew we were all into filmmaking or, into, watching films or whatever it may be. Oh gosh, I can't believe that something so awesome can be judged and then and them start to crucify me for doing that. They're like, you can't just do that. I was like, what do you mean? I already done it. It's already done. I'm moving on. And they were just the jealousy and the enviness and everything about them was just high. And I could tell, man, their energy was just messed up. And just because people are insecure or lack the courage or don't have the confidence to do that doesn't make it my fault. You can't just hate on me for that because you're insecure. And you can't do that yourself. And therefore, anybody else that does that outside the box, outside the bubble kind of thing is not cool. When it was super cool. It was just like awesome cool. So referring that story and back to the Americanteer movement and me being here talking, that's all it takes. It's just like I'm just talking about unifying and making America better for everyone. But still, people are going to want to hate on me for stepping up, for doing something, for, taking a risk, taking a chance, going rogue, going off the path like a rebel. And that, like I did when I walked up on that stage. I had no game plan. It wasn't like I pre-thought. I didn't think about it. I wasn't even think. I was just acting out. And I didn't stop to really think. There was nothing much to think about. It was just so there, so easy. Of course I'm going to do that. It's so, it's really cool. And being an Americanteer and stepping up and and doing the same thing in a different way, of course it's going to make people think like, wow, that's really awesome. That's really cool. I love what you're doing. It's fantastic, magnificent that you're at least attempting to save and help America. Instead of just hating on me and judging me, and putting me down for doing really no harm to anyone. I'm not harming you right now. I'm not harming anyone. And if you think I am, you just think I am. I don't know. It's just not something you're telling yourself. So be careful. Be cool. Be nice. Celebrate the people that do take risk. Celebrate the people that will take a chance. And have fun with it. Have fun with it, man. We only live once. Seize the day, oh captain, my captain, is what that means. Living a life of zest. That was living a life of zest. Stepping up on that stage in that moment was living a life of zest. That was just seizing the day. And, you know, and if people don't like that, then they just don't like it. You know, they don't, because they just don't know how. I can teach them. We can teach them how to seize the day if they want to choose to. But most of them are so full of hate that there's no way they're going to want to be taught how to be zestful or to seize the day or to be positive and productive. Those are words that just, evil people do not want to hear. They definitely do not want to hear the truth. So it's all, so don't be surprised as I'm moving along doing this great thing for America that people will start to assassinate my character, or to put me down, or to question me in horrible ways. So, it's just part of dealing with society, dealing with, the bad people. They don't want to unify, don't want to help save America. That's, how can you not want to help do that? It baffles my mind. What baffles your mind is, I don't know what baffles your mind when I say that. Maybe it just doesn't connect. And it should be an easy connection. It shouldn't be that difficult. The only reason it's being difficult is because people choose to make it difficult. They choose to judge and to take it down a path that's a negative path. And why I'm talking about a positive path. So I have to, I have to be careful, very, 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 very careful. And I'm honored to do it. It's a privilege. Being an Americanteer, being the messenger right now for the Americanteer movement. And I'm not always going to be the messenger. There's going to be others. So I'm just kind of filling in, as a messenger until other messengers come on board. Then they will, start to express the same thing in their own way, their own message way. And that's what's so cool about it being a high frequency, and a higher level or a higher power, of being just touched, which we should all be touched, by the universe, the goodness, the love, the compassion we can share. Okay, well, thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Peace, love. We'll talk later.